Hello and welcome to a look at the Frostbite assignment. So like all the Final Stand assignments, for this one you must be rank 10 or above, you must own the Final Stand DLC, and you must have played on a Final Stand map. Now those last two again don't really mean much because you have to play 10 hours of Final Stand and win rounds on all of the Final Stand maps. So you need to win 10 rounds of any game mode on each of the maps. So that's Operation Whiteout, Hammerhead, Hangar 21 and Giants of Corellia. If you complete all of that, then you will be rewarded with the Frostbite weapon and vehicle camo. So this assignment is a test of your endurance. You have to win 40 rounds, but even if you lose a round, that time is still going to count towards your 10 hours of Final Stand play. So lose a round, Frostbite will still update, but it only shows completed hours, not parts of hours. What you need to get is the Your Team Won message at the end of a round. If you get that, then at the end of the round in the assignments it will show up as a round win, and there it is, 1 win on Hammerhead. Now if you play Conquest you're not going to get 40 rounds in 10 hours, that's quite obvious. In fact there's no real shortcut to this assignment, you've got to play 10 hours, so you might as well enjoy it. Play whichever game mode you like. I play Conquest most of the time, it's my favourite mode. Do occasionally play other modes, but Conquest is what I spend most of my time playing. And Frostbite is one of those assignments that's going to keep ticking over in the background while you're doing other things. So while you're playing game modes or you're going after different assignments, Frostbite is just going to be sitting there racking up the time, racking up the round wins. Towards the end of the assignment you might have to start looking for rounds on specific maps. For some reason I ended up with far less wins on Operation Whiteout than I did on any other map. So when I'd got 10 on all the others, I think I had 7 or 8 on Whiteout, and so I had to go out and look for matches on Operation Whiteout. But for most of the time I just ignored the Frostbite assignment. Each DLC has this assignment in it, it's got different names and it gets a different camo at the end, but there's always the play 10 hours, win 10 rounds assignment. And while the Frostbite camo is quite nice, much better than just getting a dog tag, it's not something you really need to push for. If Frostbite had been a soldier camo, then I would have been all over this assignment trying to work out the ultimate way of doing it as quickly as possible. But it's not, it's a vehicle and weapon camo, and so it's not a big deal. It's a very good vehicle and weapon camo for the Final Stand maps, but we already have Tundra, which is far easier to get hold of than this one is. We are strangely lacking on soldier camos, so there is a white camo out there, but unfortunately it's only available to DICE LA. Now I have used it on the CTE servers and it is pretty good on these snow maps, and soldier camos do make a difference, which is why I'm surprised we don't see more to go with the DLCs. You would have thought that would add to the theme a lot more than a weapon camo, but that's what we're getting, so that's what we have to work towards. So Conquest is a good mode for the time and you will get your victories, but it's not the best way of getting the victories. At the end of the rounds, as you can see, you've got the white bar that shows what you've already got, and the orange bar shows what you got in this round. So I got a round win. Team Deathmatch is the best method for getting the victories. It's the shortest rounds, and so you can get all 40 in probably within the 10 hours. And any game mode counts. So as long as at the end of the round you get the Your Team Won, that's all you need. A quick round of Team Deathmatch shows up at the end of the assignment just the same as a long round of Conquest does. So Team Deathmatch is the easiest way to get all the victories, but any game mode counts. So I completed this assignment with a round of Rush on Operation Whiteout. Because this assignment is completed at the end of the round, there's no message on screen to tell you that you've completed the assignment. So you don't get the assignment badge appearing on screen. What you need to do is, when you've got the required number of round wins, go into the assignments tab and check. There you can see that the assignment badge is no longer greyed out, and I've got 10 hours and 10 wins on every map. The other place you can check this is the assignments tab in Battle Log. So this is the Frostbite Camo. As you can see, it's predominantly white with a few bits of black to break up the outline. Those work like kind of crackles in ice. And it looks pretty good on all the guns. There's still the issue with gun camos and soldier camos occasionally flipping back when you start a new round, so you will have to go and check to make sure that it's still on your gun. But it's a very good looking camo and it suits the Final Stand maps pretty well, apart from Giants of Corellia where it does stand out quite a lot. And that's why I'm using Giants of Corellia to show you what the vehicle camo looks like, because it's going to stand out from the background. So again, on the vehicles they are predominantly white, and it is quite a lot whiter than the Tundra camo. So it doesn't cover all the add-ons on the side of the vehicles, which would have been nice. So the wheels and the packs and things are still green, but the actual vehicles themselves are pretty much white, and it is a bit of an advantage. They don't look quite so obvious. Doesn't do anything for spotting, but as you can see on the tank, that is going to be a lot harder to spot on a white background than the dark green tank is. So the vehicle camo is certainly worth unlocking. The gun camo not so much, because you've still not got a white soldier camouflage. Now remember, it only changes the camouflage on a vehicle when you jump into the driver's seat. So there you can see it's changed over to Frostbite. And you have to add the camo to every vehicle and gun that you want it on in the customization screen. But that's it, that's Frostbite. So a quick recap on the Frostbite assignment. You must be ranked 10 or above, and you must own the Final Stand DLC. You have to play 10 hours of Final Stand, so that's on any map in any game mode, and you must win 10 rounds of Operation Whiteout, 10 rounds of Hammerhead, 10 rounds of Hangar 21 and 10 rounds of Giants of Corellia, and again they can be on any game mode. If you do all of that, then you get the Frostbite vehicle and weapon camo, and for once it's a pretty useful reward. So I hope this helps, and thanks for watching.